I wanted to try and create a picture of what this aid really does. We've got $7 billion of incremental aid. We're saying that it's important to get the additional $14 billion to get to the full promise. Well, this aid is going overwhelmingly to health, education, and agriculture. And these are very measurable activities. In the area of health, you all know about the Global Fund. Well, for every extra billion, they're able to put 1 million people on treatment. And there's nothing more vivid in the world of saving a life than to look at somebody before they go on treatment and after. It's avoiding a death sentence, and as the Archbishop said, that has an impact on their entire family and extended relatives. Another thing that's been funded by this additional aid is vaccines. Now, there's the Global Alliance for Vaccines that's now made available in Africa some of the vaccines that have only been in the rich countries, hepatitis B, HIV, and that has saved over 3 million lives. When you put $1 billion into vaccines, you save 500,000 lives. If we had a picture of one of those children we'd saved, everybody would have a direct emotional connection to that. Well, here we're talking about 500,000 for each of the $1 billion of aid that's provided here. And then as you improve health, you get follow-on benefits that are quite important. In fact, the population growth rate starts to come down as health improves, and that means all the challenges, whether it's education, food, jobs, environmental impact, they're improved by these things. Likewise, with agriculture, we're talking about the poorest farmers who are impacted by climate change and need better crops, better ways of storing things, better productivity. And in education, we're talking about the thing that enables particularly girls to go out and fulfill their potential. So this aid is measurable and very impactful. The money that's come has made a difference, and that's why we want to see the promises completely fulfilled.
And I want to stand up and shout loudly for the fact that there are so many young people who are incredibly idealistic, who do believe that poverty can become history, who really believe that it is possible to have a world that is without war. And so I want you, whilst describing the things that the panel has said, what Jamie has said, to remember that there is also a great deal of good. There is a great deal of idealism. I mean, this guy here is quite idealistic, you know.
Shut up.
I'm speaking. Oh, sorry. That, I mean, it's an incredible thing, to know that there are so many people who needn't. I mean, they could say, I'm okay, Jack, or I'm okay, Jim, are doing nothing of the sort. And I think that needs to be said. And that evil does not just have a free play. And I come from a position that says this is a moral universe, that right will ultimately prevail.
Briefly, maybe I should contextualize this sort of annual event. We've heard from the great global financial and health institutions. We've heard from the greatest and bravest moral arbiter, little giant, this turbulent priest here beside me. And we've heard from the greatest industrialist of our time, our Rowntree, or Carnegie, or our Morgan, or our Rockefeller. Why? Why did Tutu talk about the idealistic imperative to help another human being? What obligation do we have as a society to help others that we will never know or never see? Why would the person who created technology being the driver of the modern economy, this modern economy, decide to devote the rest of his entire life and his entire fortune to that end? And why are these workers at the coalface here? It's because that singular condition of poverty is empirical and can be removed. Indeed, it must be removed, because without it, we cannot build a new global financial architecture, one that collapsed because 50% of the planet were not included. They live on less than $2 a day. You cannot live on $2 a day. I'll repeat that. You cannot live on $2 a day. So you die. So we exclude from the world economy the creative dynamic, the intellectual stimulus, the productivity that these people have. By injecting that into the world economy, they can have their own health systems. They can have coherent government. They can buy our stuff and we can buy theirs. And we don't have to give aid anymore.